What is going on, guys, and welcome back to PC Tech Stream. In this new DNS tutorial, we are going to change zone types from primary to secondary zones. Remember that in the previous video, we created a forward and reverse lookup zones. So let's get started. As you already know, this is the Windows 7 client computer that belongs to this PCTechstream.com domain. Remember that this is a DNS domain, not a Windows domain. So keep it in mind and don't get confused. Let's see what we got for the IP address. We got 71 that belongs to W7 client number 1. And the two DNS servers computer are the 72 and 73. Okay, all we need to do right now is to go back to those two DNS servers computers and set up the new configuration for this network. Alright, now you can see that I have my two DNS server computers, the primary DNS and the secondary DNS. You already know that a primary DNS computer is gonna hold the primary DNS zones, and a secondary DNS computer is gonna hold the secondary DNS zones. So let's go and promote this one as primary DNS and this one as secondary DNS. First, let's go to the forward lookup zones by going to properties. Right in here, you can see that the master server is IT Systems Admin with the IP address of 72. Remember that this computer is this computer. Also, we see that the type for this zone is secondary. So let's go and change this. In change zone type, we gotta switch from secondary to primary zones. So let's go and select this one and click OK. Now you see that this secondary zone just became a primary zone in the secondary DNS server computer. So let's go and click on Apply. Then we click OK. Next, we open the reverse lookup zones by going to Properties. In here, you can see that this is a secondary zone. So let's go and click on Change. Once again, we just need to switch from secondary zone to primary zone. So let's go and select this first option and click OK. We click Apply and finally we click OK. Now that we just promoted this secondary DNS server computer to be a primary DNS, let's go to this one and promote it to a secondary one. First, let's go and open these forward lookup zones by going to Properties. Right in here, you can see that once again, this is a primary DNS zone. And remember, this was the master database. Okay, let's go and click on Change. Right in here, we can see that it is a primary and we are going to switch to secondary. Then we click OK. Next, we just need to specify the computer name, which is gonna be the master server. So let's go and click on Edit. Right over here, we are going to type the IP address, which is 20.20.20.73, right? And then we click in this white field and you can see that the IP address was translated automatically. So let's go and click OK. And remember that the new primary DNS computer is gonna be text streaming. So let's go and click OK. Now we can see that we got a new information, which is gonna be the type. Remember, it was primary before, now it is secondary. In the master servers, we got a new IP address. The server is gonna be this one and the DNS domain is gonna be this one. Remember that this computer is this computer. This DNS domain is this DNS domain. So let's go and click Apply. Then we just need to click on OK. Next, we need to open these reverse lookup zones by going to Properties. Once again, this is the primary. We are going to change from primary to secondary. We click OK. Then we have to specify the master server. This is gonna be for the reverse lookup zones. So let's go and edit. We click on here. Let me type the IP, which is gonna be 20.20.20.73. So let's go and click in here. As you can see, we got a new primary DNS server computer. We click OK. Now we got a new information. As you already know, it was primary, now it is secondary. Let's go and click on Apply, and then we click OK. Now, oh man, I think that we got another problem. Remember guys that we got this same error in the previous video. So, it is weird because, we are able to load the forward lookup zones, but not the reverse lookup zones. So let's go and see how can we fix this. Let's try to click on refresh. Guys, it didn't work. Let me click on refresh one more time. Nothing. You can see that it is not working. So let me go and right click on the zone, reload. Do you want to reload? Yes. Let me try, to transfer from master. Okay, now you can see that we got new records, but this little exclamation icon is not supposed to be here. So something gotta be wrong. Let me click on refresh. Nice. Now you can see that this exclamation icon just went away. Okay guys, let me tell you something. Before we go any further in this tutorial, let's make sure that all the settings are correct. Let's begin with the forward lookup zones. Remember, this is not a primary DNS zone. This is gonna be the secondary now. So let me right click and go to Properties. In Properties, we check the type, which is gonna be secondary. Let's go to zone transfers. Okay, zone transfers is allowed, to servers in the list. So let's go to the list. Now you can see that we got the two servers computer. So this zone is okay and ready, to be the secondary one. Let me click on cancel. Next, we need to check the settings in the reverse lookup zones by going to Properties. The type is secondary, which is good. Zone transfers is allowed. Okay, let's go to the name servers. In this list, we got the two DNS computers. So let's go and click on cancel because this is good. Okay, now we have to make sure that this new primary DNS server computer got all the settings in place. So let me begin with the forward lookup zone by going to Properties. In Properties, you just make sure that this is a primary, so this is good. But dynamic updates is none. Guys, if we really want the client's computer to update their own records, their own DNS record, we have to change this from none to non-secure and secure. This is okay because we are not in a domain environment. So let's go and switch. Next, let's go and check the zone transfers. Okay guys, we have to fix this because if we do not allow zone transfers between the primary and the secondary DNS server's computer, these records right over here are not gonna be up to date. So let's go and check these bugs and allow zone transfers between the servers in the list. And what is the list is right over here in name servers. Now you can see that I have the primary and the secondary DNS servers computer. So this is all good. Let's go and click on apply. Then we click on OK. And finally, let's go and check the reverse lookup zones by going to properties. In general, we have to check the status, type, zone transfers, and name servers. So the type is correct because this is going to be the primary DNS zone. For the dynamic updates, we have to change this. Let's go and switch to non-secure and secure. For the zone transfers, let's see what we got. Once again, we gotta check these bags and allow transfers between the servers in the list. So let's go to the name servers, and in this list we got the 2 DNS servers computer. So let's go and click on apply because this is all good. Okay guys, now we need to make sure that these records are updated. Let's begin with the forward lookup zones. By clicking on this primary DNS zone, we got 44. Let me go back to the secondary zone. We got the same number. Let me go back and check the reverse lookup zones. We got 15. And let me go back to the secondary zone. We got 15. So guys, everything is in place and everything seems to be working fine. Okay, this is pretty much all for this tutorial, and thank you for watching my videos. Just don't forget, to check my website, pctechstream.com, and see, what new videos I got. So guys, be ready for the next DNS tutorial because we got a lot of stuff to cover. So I will see you in the next video.